Hey guys, it's Alex from 7th Hour Films, back again with Stranger Things. Last time on Stranger Things, we had the mall rats. What all happened last time? Billy is kind of being possessed by the Mind Flayer, and was basically given the task of building what he sees. And what he was currently seeing was the Upside Down. Yeah, and he ended up sacrificing his fellow lifeguard to the new gooey beast. But yeah. Nancy and Jonathan are on the case about these, rats that are, acting up, and, one of them exploded, and actually, even though it was exploded, it started, like, crawling away. It was all gooey and ugh. Dustin and Steve were working on the translation of the Russian message that Dustin intercepted, and they brought in the help of Robin because she's bilingual. Let's see. Hopper had to do some stuff for Mayor Klein. 11 and Max went out to the mall to basically just sort of get away from the boys for a little bit, which was really fun, and I really liked it. And they did meet up with the boys at the mall, and 11 dumped Mike, and it was amazing. Yeah. Joyce and Hopper were supposed to go on a date, but they didn't, and that's basically that. Well, Hopper went on the date, but Joyce never showed up because she was dealing with magnets. She was trying to learn about magnets from the science teacher. So yeah, that is basically that. This is where I say no spoilers in the comments whatsoever. Let's stick to this episode and previous episodes of Stranger Things that I have reacted to. And with that being said, let's get right into this episode of Stranger Things. Here we go.
God, what do I want to give to see their stupid faces?
Alright, show me their stupid faces.
What is it?
Oh, are they gonna listen in?
What am I? Stop. Relax. Just relax. Stop asking rational
Put the leg over.
I know. You're right, Dad. Because women act on emotion and not logic. Precisely.
Oh, damn.
It's a totally different species.
Damn.
Species. What? Emotion, not logic. What?
Guys, it's ready.
Well, not right now.
They broke up with you. What else is there to talk about?
Sorry.
Fucking
yeah,
Will.
we're trying to solve the
When I say 3 inches!
Do you knock? Jeez. Yeah. Jeez.
Oh, hey.
Huh.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's a different person.
Mike's not here. Max wanted to have a sleepover. Is that okay?
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's perfect.
yeah.
He's so happy with that.
Billy.
Yeah.
Okay, look, I should just warn you, if he's with a girl or doing something gross, just get out of there right away.
Oh.
Start for life. Max? Well, I'm just saying, I'm serious. He's really gross. Max. Shutting up now.
Spin the bottle with her powers. That's brilliant. Oh shit, but that's gonna find the beast. Be interesting if he could sense her. Oh, he can see her.
What is it? What happened?
That's terrifying. Yeah. Oh my gosh. And if he saw her, then most likely the Mind Flayer saw her too. And probably recognizes her.
What are you doing?
Yeah, well, can you turn down the music?
Please address me by my full name.
Oh god.
What? My full name! I have seen into the future, and I've seen that today is a new day. A day free of girls.
Oh my
What is
gosh.
happening?
He is hell-bent on getting that D&D game.
A tribe of villagers.
Oh, look who it is.
We need to talk.
Yeah, we do. It showed up like that.
Right? Why are all these magnets suddenly losing their magnetism? So I went and saw Scott.
Scott? Who's Scott?
Scott Clark.
Your child science teacher?
He's pretty brilliant, actually. And I asked him how is this happening, and he built.
You stand me up. No phone call,
Yeah.
no apology, because
For
you
Scott
had
Clark.
to go to Scott Clark's house.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's perfectly normal, isn't it?
You've outdone yourself.
Yeah, take me back there.
To the left.
Yeah, I want to go back.
Because some magnets fell off your fridge.
Yes.
Okay, makes sense.
Thank you.
It makes sense. I'm sorry. I'm a little busy right now, but I'm thinking maybe we can meet up there, like tonight, like 7 o'clock.
When Billy is alone with a girl, they make like really crazy noises.
They scream?
Yeah, but like happy screams.
Happy screams? What is happy screams?
She's just chalking it up to them
I'm
boning.
just gonna lend you my mom's Cosmo.
Aw.
You really are your mother's son, you know that?
What's that supposed to mean?
It means you worry too much.
Tuh.
I got this, okay?
Oh, this is not gonna go over well. She's about to tell the rest of the white dudes, right?
The Driscoll lady stuff?
Prefer a poison nut job. Tells all.
Guys, that's enough. I
Yeah.
think this is big. Bigger than one article. In fact, I think this has got to be a book.
Ooh,
The Mysterious Case of the Missing Fertilizer, a Nancy Drew mystery.
damn it.
A horde of choo-choo zombies. Sir Mike, your action. What should I do?
Attack?
Okay, I attack with my flail.
Wow.
Whoosh, you miss. Your flail clanks the stone. The zombie
Just-
horde lumbers towards you and
It's just like
choo-choo
so...
bites your arm. Flesh tears. Ah!
They
7
so
points of
don't care
damage.
anymore.
Oh no, my arm. Lucas, look, my arm. We all live honest heroes in the memories of the Calamar.
Victory.
Fine. You guys win. Congratulations. Well, I was just messing around.
No.
Let's finish
Took it too
real.
far.
How much longer? Well, we're not kids anymore. I mean, what did you think, really? That we were never gonna get girlfriends? That we were just gonna sit in my basement all day and play games for the rest of our lives?
I mean...
Yes, I did.
Poor
Really
Will.
did.
I mean... I see both sides. I see both sides, but I feel bad for Will. Ice. Ah, shit. Damn, that got me.
Evil Russian.
You don't know that. He's probably just a normal dude who's wearing sunglasses inside. And wears all black. And has a duffel bag. And looks very menacing. Yeah.
All right, everyone, listen up. I just have one question for you.
He's a jazzercise instructor.
He's ready to sweat.
Silver cat. Silver cat.
Oh.
believe who Dustin thought was Russian.
Aha! China!
A trip to China sounds nice.
Chinese food. That's what they mean.
If you tread lightly. If you tread lightly. If you tread. If you
Shoes.
tread lightly.
It's all around the mall.
And yellow. I cracked the code.
Man, nice job. She needs to go to work for the American government.
Oh, there it is. Careful, it might have rabies.
What the fuck, man?
He said he's fixing up your house, put it on the market. Kids know yet?
You should probably tell them.
After Sarah.
I mean, people like Scott Clark.
It's a joke.
Yeah. Shit. Alright, get your gun out. Oh.
Wait here.
It's the last thing you want to hear in this place. Yeah! Oh, that was a beautiful shot. I loved it. God, this is sad. He just needs something to do. No, don't break castle buyers. Shit. No. She's one of them now.
Let me see it. Hang on.
That's not good. I mean, how did they not hear them? Ah! Russians! Oh! Oh! Good! Ow! Not good. Oh! Not good. Oh, that's also not good. Where's Joyce? Alright, everyone's plotline needs to converge. It's time. We're only 3 episodes in, but I'm already ready for it. Oh, fuck. That guy.
This is her house.
This is my sister Maxine.
Oh, what on earth are you doing here?
There's something wrong?
We just wanted to make sure everything was okay.
Okay. Why wouldn't it be okay?
Oh my gosh.
Where is she?
You're feeling just fine right now, aren't you, Heather?
I'm feeling so much better.
So much better.
Do you girls want a cookie? They're fresh out of the oven.
Oh my gosh. Way to make cookies intimidating. Yeah, he knows. Yeah, the Mind Flayer recognizes her.
He's back.
Oh my gosh. He can sense it.
Stairs and lie down for a bit.
The two of you will be added to the collective goo. Oh, jeez. Oh! Taking both of them out!
I'm really sorry about this, Daddy, but it'll all be over soon. I promise.
Oh my gosh! That was terrifying! Man, I'm loving where we're going this season. Friggin' Mind Flayer. Oh. The Mind Flayer, the Russians. Oh my gosh. I hope that the Mind Flayer and the Russians have nothing to do with each other. They just happen to both be happening at the same time. That would be funny, but I don't think that's what it is. Maybe the Mind Flayer employed the Russians? No, that sounds stupid. But it could be. I don't know. Okay, another packed episode with really solid ending. I'm really liking it. Man, Billy as the villain, like, last season he was just, he was just a douchebag. And, we just hated him. It's like, now he's a douchebag, but it's part of the plot. Like that's because it's the Mind Flayer. So, alrighty. So, let's just go into the notes. Oh, I'm loving this. The first thing I wrote down was, first off, using Elle's powers to sort of spy on the guys. That was funny. I did like that, and seeing it's like, yeah, let's probably just stay away from them for a little while. they're burping and farting all over the place. And then I just like the whole, like, it's not exactly spin the bottle, because it's like, well, how do you play spin the bottle? There's only 2 people there and stuff like that, and it's like, oh, they're playing spin the bottle on who 11 is gonna spy on, and they ended up at first with Mr. Wheeler, which I thought was funny, and they were just like, nah, he's too boring. It's like, yeah, I get that, but then, going over to Billy and Max just being like, all right, he's into some weird stuff, so just like as a cautionary note, like, be careful, you might see some things. So yeah, and then later when she's like, yeah, well, Billy, sometimes when he's alone with a girl, they do happy screams. Oh, because 11 doesn't know anything about that, which is also funny. It kind of shows more of her innocence, which is just fun. Her innocence. She's murdered people, but she doesn't know about sex and stuff. Oh, but that's just funny. Well, I don't know. So yeah, doing the whole spin the bottle, and then it did happen to be that they needed to find Billy, and that's how this whole thing took off. So yeah. Excuse me. All right. Also, I do like that when Hopper comes home, piss-ass drunk, and he immediately hears music, and he goes in because he just thinks that has to be Mike, and and he was so angry too. He was like, I bet you, like, he is about to kill Mike if that's what he finds, but he didn't find Mike, he found Max, and he's just like, oh. And they're just like, yeah, we're gonna have a sleepover. Is that okay? And he's like, yeah, that's okay. And he went and he sat down and he was happy. He was like, oh, she just has a friend. She doesn't have a boyfriend over. So yeah, that's actually really funny that he would just rather have her sleep over with literally anyone else other than Mike. So yeah. And yeah, just seeing Max, he's just happy as a clam. And he goes and relaxes. So yeah. Which is good. He needed that after the whole, being stood up. So yeah. I wrote down Billy and 11. Interesting. So I'm wondering how much of Billy is actually left. Like, I know we're already getting to this whole, he's being possessed by the Mind Flayer. But honestly, yeah, how much of that is actually him, and how much of that is the Mind Flayer? So, yeah, that would kind of be my question, because, obviously with that ending, it's obvious that the Mind Flayer can see through Billy's eyes and recognized 11 as the one that, closed him off from the normal world, the downside up world. We'll call our reality the downside up, if the other one is the upside down. So yeah, that was interesting. And then just at the end with that whole scene when it's just like, oh, he's just like normal. He's just like normal, and she's kind of normal too. Heather's kind of normal. And it's just like, oh, they're just... And I guess they were going to do that anyway, even without Max and 11 showing up there. Like, he's going through, he's getting people, and I guess... Now, okay, I kind of speculated last episode, did Billy sacrifice Heather to the goo? Or this, whatever this new beast is that is kind of... It's blowing up rats. So it's like, okay, is he sacrificing Heather? Apparently he didn't. He's just sort of converting Heather, which I guess is the same thing that happened to him. After the first episode, you can assume he was eaten or something or killed, but he wasn't. He was, I don't know, he was like possessed basically. So yeah. So I guess that basically happened to Heather. And yeah, definitely the thing where it's like, last episode we were saying, like, you know, when Heather said, or the Mind Flayer said through Heather, basically, you know, take me to him. It was saying, take Heather to the Beast, I guess. Which, originally I speculated, okay, well, does that mean take the Mind Flayer to Will, or does that just mean take Heather? And it was Heather. I'm wondering if the Mind Flayer is going to have any sort of connection with Will. I don't know. He might, because they're still kind of connected. Will can kind of sense... He can sense the Mind Flayer, and they are basically connected. Which, I guess that's the other thing, is that, you know, when we're trying to figure out, you know, how much of Billy is left, basically, you know, is it, like, how much of that is Billy and how much of that is the Mind Flayer? I guess we can look at last season, too, where it's like, okay, how much of that was Will and how much of that was the Mind Flayer? And, you know, it did go back and forth between the two of them. So I guess that would sort of be the same thing here. Although I feel like... Oh, sorry. I feel like it's a bit more Mind Flayer now. Like, he's taking more control, basically. So, yeah. Let's see. We got Will in D&D. That was sad, man. That was sad. This poor kid just wants to play D&D, and they just do not give a shit. Now, it actually makes me wonder... Because, like, is it just that he was stuck with the two that didn't want to play D&D at that moment? Because it's just like, you know, plenty of people, like, you know, they're still going, they're going on about, like, Mike is saying, is like, oh, what, do you think we're just going to be in my basement forever just playing games, playing D&D? And it's just like, well, you could just make time for it. You don't have to do it all the time. Like that's the thing, is that it seems like, you know, because of the circumstances, they're starting to draw a line where it's like you can either have a girlfriend or you can play D&D, basically. And it's like, that doesn't need to be mutually exclusive. Which, yes, maybe in the 80s that was, but I don't know. But, you know, nowadays, I know there's plenty of people that play D&D and, like, have, you know, girlfriends or families and stuff like that. I don't. I've never played D&D, but yeah, shit, I do this. It's nerdy and geeky as hell. I sit in front of a camera in my bedroom and talk about TV shows and shit. So yeah. So yeah, it's like you don't have to, it doesn't have to be exclusive. So yeah. But it is just sort of a line in this. Will is basically drawing a line in the sand. And Mike is getting so frustrated that he's drawing the line too. And it's like, no, you don't have to draw this line in the sand. You can have both. You can have it both ways. You can have a girlfriend, you can play D&D. Hell, get them into D&D. Why don't you do that? But yeah, but that was just heartbreaking. And you know, I mean, Will has always... Well, no. Mike has been the one that was like, oh, you're breaking up the party and stuff like that. That was him last season. I guess it's just because he didn't have his girl. Because he didn't have 11 last season. And so he was all like, oh, it's Max, we don't need her. It's just the four of us. And now this season, it's reversed where... Because last season, Will didn't give a crap because they still played D&D. It was like, they didn't give a crap about... He didn't give a crap about Max. Like, he didn't care that Lucas had a girlfriend. He was like, alright, whatever, we're still gonna play D&D anyway. And then he was like... And then now it's switched, where Mike has a girl, and Will doesn't, and now... So now he's talking about, oh, you're breaking up the party and stuff like that. It's like, no. No. Oh. So yeah, it's a whole thing of friggin'... It's like mid-adult... Okay, has anyone ever, like, I think I'm about to coin a term. mid-adolescence crisis. You know, how people have, like, a midlife crisis? Like, I think this is a mid-adolescence crisis. It's like, you know, he's not ready... Max isn't ready to grow up yet. Like, you know, when people have a midlife crisis, they're not ready to get older. Which you can evidently see, you know, it's like, okay, people in their midlife crisis, you know, some people, you know, to feel young, they buy really expensive cars or some shit. I don't know. But, like, for Will... He's friggin' wearing a full costume of Will the Wise. Like, he's wearing a full costume of it, and it's like... He's never worn that costume, at least on the show. Like, he's never worn that from in the D&D games we've seen, so it's like... He's kind of having it. He's kind of having a mid-adolescence crisis where he doesn't want to grow up yet. And it's getting to him so much that he destroyed Castle Byers. Oh, so many things. Joyce and Hopper went back to the lab. That was interesting, you know, because it is sort of, you know, oh, these magnets keep falling off. And it's like, I guess at this point, it's like, if there's something weird, Joyce, like, wants to get ahead of it, basically. Like, you know, oh, something's being a little weird, so she's like, okay. Like, she's basically so paranoid about it that she's like, oh, what if it's them? What if it's the lab? And it's like, I went to Mr. Clark, and he gave me this whole science lesson and stuff like that. And Hopper's just like, it could just be nothing. Like, you need to, I don't know, you need to calm down about some of these things. So yeah. They went back to the lab, and I mean, technically no one's using it. And technically the Russians are there. At least that one Russian guy was there. I don't see why he needed to be there, though. Like, they went down all the way to where the crack to the upside down was. Where the gate was. And they went down and there was nothing there and they were going to leave. But suddenly, friggin' Ivan Drago comes out of nowhere. Brunette Ivan Drago. And he's just like... And then he beats the crap out of Hopper. It's like, you probably didn't need to do that, man. But whatever. But we did get sort of a revelation, I suppose. But we learned that Hopper did find out that Joyce is actually fixing up her home to move because she just wants to get away from Hawkins. Which makes sense, honestly. But, I mean, you know, she hasn't told Will or Jonathan about it. And, yeah, that's just, I don't know. It's not good. That's not good. And, you know, Hopper's just like, you don't need to move out of Hawkins. We're here. We understand everything that you've gone through, and we're going to help, and we're going to, you know, we're going to make this right, basically. So, yeah. Let's see. I wrote down Nancy and the douches. Oh, that didn't come out right. But you get what I mean. Those fucking assholes at the fucking Hawkins Post. I thought that one guy was standing up for her, and he didn't. I was a fool. Oh, I was a naive fool. It just fuck them. Can we just? I hope we're done with them. At least we're done with one of them. Well, kind of. At least, like, now, if he's a douchebag, we know it's the Mind Flayer. That'd be so funny. So, yeah. So they went back, and then they went back to Mrs. Driscoll's place, and evidently she's been possessed by the rat. She hasn't been, like, I thought they were going to go back and she was just going to be a goo on the floor, But no, she's just like possessed. I guess she's possessed, or she's gone rabid, I guess. She's eaten all the fertilizer and crap. But yeah, maybe she's like the host body of the new rat. I don't know. We'll have to see what that's about. Robin cracked the code, which was pretty cool. Figuring out everything about, like every point in every point in that, every place in the mall, and like what time it would be. So, and then they started a stakeout, which didn't go well. What was the last part of that? I forgot, actually. Can I look back a bit? Like, what was that last part? Maybe it was nothing. I guess it was nothing. I thought there was a part afterwards where they were walking away, but I don't remember. So, yeah. That was cool. I like them, spying and, looking around the mall and stuff like that, and getting distracted very easily. Like, even when Dustin said, don't get distracted, they kept going with their conversation. And talking about, like, Steve, you don't have to date a girl based on popularity. You're not in high school anymore. Which, good. Everyone needs to learn that. High school is the dumbest thing. Like, freaking... Like, social circles in high school are probably one of the worst things about humanity. Alright, maybe that's pushing it, but... I don't know. I never cared in high school. I wasn't a popular kid or anything. But I didn't care. It's like, I didn't want to be popular, I guess. Because I didn't want to be at high school, because I didn't want to be at school having to get up so early in the morning to go to school before the sun comes up. That was always the worst part. Certain times of the year when the sun, like, you would be at school before the sun came up. That was the dumbest thing. But, I had friends. I had a group of friends. And no one cared if we were popular or not. Who cares? I don't know. I didn't care. Fuck it. And if people think I'm some loser, fuck them. I don't care. So, yeah. I don't know. We were an interesting class, though, I guess. Nobody fucking cared, I guess. There were the popular kids, but they weren't, they weren't douchebags about it. So, I don't know. I'm going off on a tangent, I guess. I don't know. God. Now I'm thinking back to all the stupid shit I did in high school. And not like, oh, I did these really stupid things. It's like, no, when I just like said stupid shit, I was a dumbass and an asshole in high school. God, and that was almost 5 years ago now. Good. The further away I get from it, the better. I don't think I'm ever going to go to a class reunion. Fuck that. I don't think anyone would, though. But we were such a weird class. Like, no one... I get the feeling like if there ever was a class reunion, no one from that class would go. Like, because no one wants to go back to that school. But that's beside the point, I guess. The point is, fuck high school. Glad to be out of it. And soon I'll be glad to be out of college. Oh. The fuck else do we have? Not much. We talked about Mrs. Driscoll. We talked about Heather and her family. Yeah. Actually, yeah, that's it. That's all we have. That's all the notes I have. So, yeah. That was fun, going on a little tangent about me in high school. Oh. I didn't have a beard in high school, by the way. Well, not until a few months into senior year. Senior year, if I could. Don't slur your words like that, man. But yeah, for most of high school, I didn't have my beard. Yeah, I would get horrible neck hair, actually. And just every few weeks, I'd just shave it all off, and I would be clean shaven. And then one day, I was... Oh, because I think... Okay, here's a bit more story before we wrap up here. Because I'm sure you're all curious about this. Oh my gosh, this is not where I thought I was going, but whatever. Like, I would let just all of this just grow to just be neck hair and stuff like that. Like, it never became a beard. But I kept shaving it because my dad actually told me, like, oh, well, you just keep doing that, it'll grow into a beard. So I did that, which is not how that works, by the way. And then one day I was just like, are you sure this is actually how it works? And he was like, oh, no. And he was just like, well, here, let me form it into a beard. And I was like, what? And so, yeah, he, shaved off under here. He shaved the cheeks. And then a few weeks later, I looked like this. And I've kept my beard ever since, actually. Yeah, I will never go back to not having a beard. Which actually, it's still kind of weird. Like, sometimes, I don't know if anyone else, if any of you guys have a beard, maybe you can vouch for this, but sometimes I just kind of forget that I have a beard. Just like, oh yeah, beard. I have that. That's a thing I have, but yeah. So that's the story of how I got my beard. What year was that? It was, oh, you know what? It was the same time I made 7th Hour Films that I actually made the YouTube account. It was October of 2014, so I'm about to hit 5 years of 7th Hour Films and 5 years of having a beard. Yeah. So that's your little anecdote for today about me in high school and how my beard got started and stuff. Yeah. I will never shave. I will never go clean shaven again, I don't think. I can't do it. I look weird. It's because I'm large. It's because I'm a portly gentleman. And yeah, I look better with a beard. It just looks like a giant, like, I just look like a marshmallow without my beard. So yeah. This got way off topic. I'm Alex from 7th Hour Films, and I will see you guys next time. Take care, guys. Alright guys, thanks for watching this video. If you want to watch more of my Stranger Things reactions, you can click on the playlist, you can subscribe if you haven't done that already, and be sure you hit that notification bell. You can support me on Patreon and follow me on social media, links below in the description. See you guys later.